happy we are and how miserable your crew is? We all got smiles on our face.
They do?
Huh?
Don't look like it.
Together. Hey Lynn, they want to take our picture.
The rumor so Salvador would have all these idiots out here.
Yeah?
Yep. He swallowed another rumor. Keep swallowing his rumors. Earth Joe's around. So.
Talk about what happens when you violate the law.
They're criminals.
Put them in the tent.
They're criminals.
They have violated the law. You're correct. They are criminals. It is a criminal violation to come across this border.
That's right. And they
But
should
nobody
be,
talks about what do you do when you
handled
catch
and
them.
dealt with.
You put them in jail because they can't send money back to their loved ones. You can't make money in jail. And if they can't come here because they're going to end up in jail, they're not going to come.
That's right.
We have an employer sanction law. Taking a lot of heat about Mesa, and every time I enforce the identification, phony IDs, we should be given medals. But when you mention they're illegals, we become the bad guy. We've arrested over 100 in the employee businesses for identification, but nobody talks about IDs. That's #1 issue facing our state. So when they're illegals, we're the bad guy.
Let's clean up
That's
the
accurate.
sanctuary city. Clean it up. Let's clean it up. You are the city.
County, can you write a letter to our sheriff to explain to them how to enforce the law? Secondly, can you throw the handcuffs on CNN?
When I throw the handcuffs on CNN, I don't know. I get more good publicity nationally and internationally than I do local. You don't think they do anything nice about me? Did you see my TV ad when I threw the newspaper in the trash can? Of course, that's how to make more friends. But the point is, they have their job to do, media. I have mine. I don't work for the media, and I would continue to do my programs, whether it's controversial, politically correct, incorrect, whatever way you want to call it. We have to continue to fight. After the next election, I have some more ideas about the illegal immigration problem. I want to get those ideas across the nation, as everybody knows for sure. And maybe we can do something to resolve this problem. It's very complex. It's a diplomatic problem, a law enforcement problem, and very complex. So I have very good compassion for the Mexican people. I lived there for 4 years. Used to deal with the Attorney General and other officials. I have compassion. However, we must obey the law. So my compassion is overridden by the oath of office I took. So that's the only difference that I have to enforce the law. If you don't like the law, go change the law. Once you have the law on the books, it should be enforced. Very simple.
It's very simple.
Because we're responsible for the Americans. Mexicans responsible for this.
That's right. Thank you. That's right.
Well, you're right about that, but I'm talking as a personal thing. I spent all, my mother and father came from Italy, legally, and so I do have compassion for foreign people living all over the world. But on the other hand, you have to obey the law. When you come into the United States of America, you have to be legal. And you have to obey the law when you're here. And if you don't obey it, you pay the consequences.
Right.
And the consequences is you go to jail.
And charge.
And all the veterans have fought for this country. The veterans. I remember the veterans. So honored to be a 3-year veteran of the U.S. Army. I joined, and I have so much love for the veterans. going way back. Let's not forget the Second World War, First World War, Korean War, Vietnam War, all the wars to fight for this country. So now we have a problem, a very complex problem, dealing with the illegal immigration. We're the greatest country in the world. We can solve any problem if you want to solve it.
Yeah.
Any problem. Any problem.
Sheriff Joe, we got a drug war going on in Mexico. Will it take our military on the border to stop it from coming over?
You know what? That was my big job with the federal drug enforcement, the international drug trafficking. Quite frankly, I have a little problem with the military taking over police work. I had offices in Panama and run by the military, the police. I have a little problem with that. If you want to enhance your operations, hire more law enforcement officers. Because once you give them control at the border, they may be on Interstate 17 with the machine guns and the tanks. So I have a little problem with that. The military is good as a supplement. They have been down there for many years for intelligence gathering and that type of thing. We may need more border patrol. We have to back up our border patrol. They have a tough job down there at that border. Not an easy job being a border patrol agent. So we have to do something on the drug problem. That's causing a lot of problems here too. And illegal immigration is connected with the drug problem. When you look at Afghanistan, I wish they'd drop a few extra bombs. Percent of the heroin comes from Afghanistan. And a lot of that money is used for terrorism. Even when I was in Latin America, they were using the drug money for revolutions. So we forget the drug problem. I'm glad you asked about that. Where's the drug? Where's the big issue on drugs? Where is the issue on crime? We got two people running for president. Has anyone talked about crime?
No.
And illegal immigration?
No.
That's what's facing our country, destroying our young people on this drug problem.
Sheriff Joe for president.
That's right, Sheriff for president.
I don't want to get on a soapbox. I usually don't do it, but I have to get a few points across because you came a long way.
Enforcement and drug wars in Mexico. We have two border agents, Ramos and Leon, stopping drug cartel from coming across. This is law enforcement being prosecuted, immorally so, by our judicial system. What's your opinion on blocking up border agents?
Well, we're talking about the two border agents that got time. Well, number one, I'm not going to get into all the details, but I will say, my personal opinion, they got too much time, number one. Number two, you don't put people, law enforcement people, with the general population of a prison in jail, and they did that. I have cops that are locked up that come to my jail. You think I'm going to put them with all the other people?
No.
They'd be killed in 2 minutes. So I don't know what happened to the federal system where one of them was with the general population.
Yeah.
Think of that. So I'm against that too. But I don't know all the details of that case. There may be two sides to the story.
I personally work with the family if you want to know some details.
I know the controversy over that, but you know, I'm not going to speak for what's right or what's wrong, other than the fact they sure got a lot of time.
Sure did.
You know,
Doing their job.
you got
Doing their job.
murderers in these jails and prisons.
Protecting
They get
America.
less. So, and also, once again, it's very dangerous putting these guys with a general population.
I was there when they handed themselves in, and I went to the house of Ramos.